Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica here at Gambate Fitness, and today we are going to talk about the cool down stretch, the puppy dog. The puppy dog is a super important stretch if you lift symmetrical weight overhead. If you do something like double kettlebell presses, then this exercise is an absolute must as a cool down. If you do barbell, it extremely helps. Most people do not have this type of mobility, and there are very few ways to stretch this without a lot of equipment, but this is the one that works really well. We are going to use a box today, 2 knees flat on the ground, and then we're going to get our elbows out in front. I like to clasp my hands together and interlace my fingers. Then we are going to push our chest down and through with our hands together at the top. We are going to hold this stretch for 2 to 2.5 minutes, or longer, 3 minutes. One of the hard things in athletics in the modern world is to get this upper back extension. It's just very hard to do, but it's very key if you're going to do something like double kettlebell lifting. If you fight a lot, your body is wrapped around and you put your hands up in front of you. If you swing a lot of heavy club, if you do a lot of gym work, then we all could be much, much better at our upper thoracic extension. There are better ways to isolate upper thoracic extension than this exercise, but this one's probably the most accessible. You don't have to use a fancy box. You can use a chair, you can use a coffee table. The only thing you want is for this surface to be relatively firm. It doesn't have to be super firm, but it can't be something that's super squishy like a couch top. That's the only real distinction. It has to be firm enough that you can drive through with your upper body and not have that whole thing shift. Most people are going to feel this as a stretch in the lats or up around their neck somewhere. Wherever you feel it is probably fine for now. Most people are not going to feel it in their actual spine because their pecs and their lats are going to restrict their movement. That is totally fine. You have to open these muscles up to eventually get to the center spine. You should do this one fairly frequently, but this one's probably one of the harder exercises to get into the rotation because you have to do it and because you look a little bit ridiculous. Most people don't want to do this in a gym setting. They just don't like it. So let's walk through this one more time. Get your knees about where you think you're going to start, but you're going to adjust them after you get out there. 2 elbows touch the box. Get far enough forward that your elbows stay on the box, but not so far forward that your head cannot pass through. Interlace your fingers. There are other versions of this exercise, but I find this one to be generally the easiest. If your knees are too far forward, slide your knees back. We would like a 90-degree angle between our shin and our femur. We would like a 90-degree angle between our leg and our hip/spine. We're going to push our chest through. If your neck hurts, you're not pushing your chest through, you're reaching with your neck. Don't do that. Get your chest, your lats to stretch and settle down into it. If your hands are really far forward, you're probably going to lose the stretch. Pointing your hands straight up at the sky is probably the best. Getting them a little bit closer towards the back of our neck can also be a good idea for a lot of people. Let that chest settle all the way down and through, and hold the stretch for 2 minutes plus. In the beginning, people might only be able to hold it for a minute. They might not feel it in their spine. Totally fine. Build it into your training program. This is the easy version that you can do anywhere. There are more complex versions that we will do in subsequent videos.